The plot thickens. I've got to get to the bottom of this case and figure out why exactly this man died. The victim, Bruce, Mr. Bruce Goodman, died twice in two different places. I gotta figure this out. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police room's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright, huh? Looks like we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Well, let's go. Science awaits us. Alright. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister, erasing evidence at this crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't always get along, Emma really likes her sister. But that's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Stop listening to my inner monologue. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me, why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses, huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press L-shift to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Okay. Wow. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain, but doesn't something strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course? What's odd about this, scientifically? A perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to be more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright? I'm gonna mark the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Okay. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag out that hidden evidence into the light of the day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything that's suspicious. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr, you only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of Sorry, it's just that kind of lead doesn't... Oh, okay. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. Yeah. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Mrs. Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago, well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal when they faced me, they coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babies, you know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drank the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect, and before long they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go, fired? I felt I'd found my dream job when I became an investigator. If these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Can you tell us about it, please? Pretty please? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day Goodman was killed. As I suspected. The SL9 isn't over, not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Could you? Please? Knife? The knife? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident is written on the knife. Goodman was due for transfer. Yep. Could you tell us, please? Okay. What do you think of this? That looks like a petrified piece of provolone. Huh? It's not, it's my attorney's badge. I do think a petrified piece of provolone would fetch more on the open market. Look, my badge isn't up for sale. Not yet, at least. I had one of those up until 2 years ago, back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's, but it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Could you take a look at this? You. Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? A body with Edgeworth's knife stuck in it was found in Edgeworth's car. I think he owes me his gratitude. Gratitude? Why, if I hadn't witnessed the crime, Mr. Edgeworth would have been the suspect. I wonder. Still, it's strange. Why didn't our chief prosecutor have her own murder weapon ready? Did you take a look at this? You wanted hot tea, right? Yes, I want hot tea. No, okay. This isn't anything. Could you take a look at this? You wanted hot tea, right? Okay. Can you tell me about... If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again, just like that time. That time. Could you take a look at this? You wanted hot tea. Can you please tell me about the SL9 incident? Please. Please. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to make you tell me? What do I have to do? Talk. Talk to me. Okay, finally. That incident really opened my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort? Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself, and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Tim, Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends, that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we found new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie, what? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Salisbury steak, I understand. Miss Starr, Officer Marshall, is he your, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now, he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Emma, I know who we're gonna talk to today. Oh, okay. Why am I looking at you? It's even busier today than it's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. We can go. Okay, let's go here first. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating, but don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now, but it doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either. Alright. Nope. Guard station? I see. Security detail. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So, beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? It sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. So prickly, so imposing, it's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Yipes, those sure are prickly, they must be the real deal. I think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more of an attitude thing than a physical similarity. It looks like there's video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check who went in and out of there. Haha. We should do that. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy, I know, a poochie. No, poncho. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Okay, I would like to check the... Look on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it would open? I think we need someone's permission to go in first. Well? Where is he? This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please. Huh? Wasn't that one steak lunch, please? Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Oh. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecuting's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? What? The perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Yes, there was a suspect. Well, just arrested them, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But, Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal. All I know is I need me a steak lunch. Pronto. Standing around here isn't gonna fill my belly. Wow. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figured he's down there, having a good cry. Later. Alright. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. I suspect of him. I think it's him. I think it's, Marshall is his name. Nope. Wrong place. Detention center. Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the one perpetrated against, so that's what I'd say. Oh no, it's him. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, so I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins. So, you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. I'm like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't, is he? You, Officer Meekins. You didn't, did you? Perpetrator, Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir! How? I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station was in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? What? And then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yo. What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red, I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand? Just like Miss Skye. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But, sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone. Because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then, when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the horror, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that. Well, yes, that's true, sir, I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, yes, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light and other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Okay. So what? So what's going on here? Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Can I go to Edgeworth? No, I cannot. Maybe I can. Here? I can. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. Huh? I guess we'll have to come back. Okay, so we will have to come back. Yes, ma, I should show this guy something. Here's my badge. Officer Meekins, have a look at this. Go ahead, sir. Laugh at me, sir. Haha, huh? I know what you want to say. You're gonna tell me how she has one just like it. Me? Why would I? I know, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Nowhere. I'm alone. All alone. Is that so wrong? Life isn't about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. Is he talking about those badges on her coat? I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. And also, she literally is not even 16 yet. So that's pretty weird. This is for you. Dick, I'm scared for knives, sir. It's okay. I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir, that's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife. But I guess he's been through enough. Perhaps the knife that, stabbed him. Hey, why do you have that? That's, from the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk. So, this means I'm a free man, innocent. If this is a dream, so, then I hope I never wake up. If this is a dream, you'd better wake up right now. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey, that's it, sir. That's it, sir. That's it. That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir, that's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir, nothing. I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. So, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? So, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others before they do to you. My father's own words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes saw everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. No, that you were the day of the murder was the 21st. And on the 22nd, we saw you do something, so you're lying to us right now. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Well, let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on the tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No, thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Detective Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? They're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like a inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right? Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why? They do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? Tell me about the evidence room incident. It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean. They being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time, and that's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the Chief of Detectives' trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Oops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the Chief of Detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Okay. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the Chief of Police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that, just in case. Interesting. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Well, this says can only be submitted to the Chief of Police. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, righto, I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find the guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. The guy who can't seem to sit still, does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Bro didn't even look at it. Now that's embarrassing. That's the whole issue you had with... Please, where is this man? Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wrighto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Wrighto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate at all. Wrighto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, "Sir, can I borrow $50?" I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this, huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along now and do your best now. Later, folks. It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Alright, let's go to the evidence room. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. This is the same one. It says Bruce Goodman right there. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha, the card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my bambina sky so gray? Officer Marshall? Why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies, the crime scene's awaiting. Look like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Yeah, what if I tried to talk to you? I was wondering if we could talk to you. Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter. I say a little prayer. What was that all about, Mr. Wright? I think he was just too hungry to talk. You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation. Pronto. I've got just the thing for your trouble, mister. That smell. Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No. I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Mrs. Starr. What's this? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Alright, Bambina. You win. Ask me anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Finally, he's willing to talk. Jeez. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of the security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know. So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? What's about that security system? I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Oh, only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest one to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing, when you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card, thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. It was 482 something 89. Maybe there's some other way I can prove this record is tied to the stabbing. Miss Starr told us something. She said you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. They're still investigating the SO9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but nobody tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transfers too. Sorry, but can you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We only keep evidence from solved cases in this room. They are kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years, so we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Fascinating. Well, sir, I've got some evidence. The sheriff's back in the Wild West and placed much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. This is neither Wild nor West here. Aha. But this, that, and this are 2 different things entirely. I guess so, huh? I'm lost. Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Oh, can we do this? You sure have a lot of monitors in here. There's 8 cameras in the evidence room in all, 1 for each section. Which monitors show the section where the crime took place? Why do cattle sit before the rains come? It's not for man to know. Unless you're the security guard responsible. Let's go get some evidence in there. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. What? Yeah. Whoa. What did you do? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? Right, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So, go ahead, investigate that room to your heart desire, knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50, even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you want to have this. Ah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And where did the murder happen? So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day. That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Duh, of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed, so only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why? I'm on my 3rd card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So, the only locker we can open is our own. Funny. They look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handle is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, bzap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Interesting. Tell me about Edgeworth. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the Inquiry Committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Okay, I guess I have to show you something. Hey, sir, what is this? Nope, I have to present like this. Detective Guzman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. But can you tell me about it? Oh, can you tell me about it? Can you tell me about it? Okay, thank you. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder. A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake. And Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. And started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transfer the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, you see. So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Okay. I'd like more information, but that's fine. Wow! Look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some kind of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal. Our security is high-tech around here. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal. That's that metal detector, the one that led to the solving of the case out on God Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago, like 2 months ago or something. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box. You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. So true. So true. So true. Okay, now that's blood. What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Interesting. A rubber glove, you say? What is a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I notice there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here, in the evidence room. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Yeah, let's get a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before it broke. You want to try to put it back together? Ah, good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Okay, let's see here. There's still a piece missing. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jaw. I kind of understand how it got broken. Or perhaps it's upside down. Okay. If you put these pieces together, it makes a jaw. There are 2 things that bother me. 1, why are some of the pieces missing? 2, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jaw. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Wiped it clean, you say? How did they open it? Because he got murdered. More paint up here. Fascinant. Blood over there. Blood over there. Whoa! There's blood right there. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You're a cop. You'll do that for me, won't you, Bells? How many people have you brought to their execution, bud? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. Okay, that's true. That's true. What? But you're a detective. Exactly. That's how I know. This must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. 5842189? The fourth number. It's a perfect match. 1 minute before. How? It wasn't there. So it was here at the moment, 1 minute before the murder took place, and then it was ferried over. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? So, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Fascinating. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Oh, now that's an idea. I have so much evidence. Oh my god, I have so much evidence. Oh. Yep. I wanted to look at it. Okay, the same person. So this would be him. This would be Meekins. Interesting, okay. Let's go then to the evidence room. Here you go. Tell me about this, please. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? The second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? Interesting. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Now, that's fascinating. Why would Edgeworth come to the evidence room? And why is this case so befuddling? That detention center. Here we go. Hey, so this was you, right? Yep, this was you, right? Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry. I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Bro, can I explain what it is? This is your number. Do you know your number? Because how did you get in, if not? And that's kind of an incriminating piece of evidence for you, you know? Okay. I didn't spray enough. No, this is presenting mode. I need court record, and I need to spray. I sprayed over there. I didn't spray on this side of the room. Is he a killer? What over here? Oh. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that, huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow for $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail or order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's, just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. What is this? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Precisely my thoughts. That's precisely what I'm thinking. That's not where I meant to go. Methinks a chat with Mr. Miles Edgeworth is in order. Let's go over there right now and find the high. Is he a high prosecutor? That's crazy. Oh, guest, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently. A new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Hey, Edgeworth. So how'd it go? So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department. Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why? I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of, but still. Wow. I've never seen him this out of sorts. So, Mr. Edgeworth, I just got one question for you, and then maybe some follow-up questions. Alright, I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. Yeah, it's him. It's him. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. A screwdriver. AI. Unrelated evidence. It says unrelated evidence. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Now I have 3 pages. But I mean, why did Gant? There's no way. Okay, well, actually, okay, so if someone says, this is Edgeworth, my theory is this is a conspiracy by the Chief of Police to frame Edgeworth for some reason, and everything is pointing to Edgeworth. Okay, so I would like to know. What do you think of this? Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Oh, maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get a reaction out of him. Yeah, no, I'd like to know about this, though. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago, too, then. He was a tough officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police was on the investigation. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister, what? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, today Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminal testing fluid, Well then, you might have a use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Interesting. Thank you. Well, let's go. Let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember a suspicious handprint somewhere. I wonder where that could be. Man. Oh, she's gone. Man, I wonder where on earth could that be? Yeah, everybody's gone. Everybody has left. Okay. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. I think it's this finger, because this is sort of off to the side. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminium powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With L-shift, see? Ah, so it looks like that did the trick. That, aluminium powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Now, in the DS game, you would have to blow this, but how do I do that? With the R button. Excited, I know. Imagine you're blowing them on the candles on the birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Hello? This? Okay. Aha, you did it. You found one. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? The glove. The glove. I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the other locker door again closely, it seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints on the blood. Oh, this? Ah. We did it. We got it. We got him. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, I got it. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Dick Gumshoe. Yup. Yup. Wow. Aha. So, these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this, so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. But where could that be? Where could that other handprint be? I just can't seem to remember. How do I use it? Okay. I have to do this. This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right? Right. There was a handprint here. Okay. Wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Nah. Probably not. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up using it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Interesting. Oh. The bloody hand. Oh. Here. But here. Now, I have a suspect as to who this could be. Two suspects, I guess. I have one suspect. Okay, maybe two. Okay, I have three suspects. Police Chief number 1. Never mind. You. Now, it's you. Nope. You. Wow. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma? This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Everyone who was involved in this crime was not involved in this crime. You gotta understand. Okay, well... That was quite the investigation. But now, we're in for a trial tomorrow, and what's that? Former 2 trials tomorrow, and then more trials after that, and then, we got this case wrapped. Now, do I know what happened? Not really. We know all of the characters, I'm pretty sure. And I am certain that, we know that Lana was there. She was witnessed. I don't think that the witness is a lying liar. Not about witnessing, at least. But did she witness the stabbing? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe this is a cop conspiracy to get payback against Mr. Miles Edgeworth. That's my theory. Anyways, we'll find out. All truth will be revealed when the case is put to the fire, and the truth will rise from the ashes. See you next time.